these are examples that come up when you are talking about the logarithm defined as an integral. So in this video, I'm going to go through these 6 examples. If there's a particular one that you're interested in, you can always fast forward to it. But just by the way, I have to say this because you know I'm a teacher. Math is not a spectator sport. If you just sit here and watch me do the video, then you have not truly learned it. So I would highly recommend that you try these on your own, even if you're struggling with them. And also, if you have to watch the whole explanation to understand it, then force yourself to take the notes for this. I do have free notes for all of my videos. And quiz yourself on these at a later time to see if that explanation actually retained for you, if you made sense of it, and you can do it by yourself now. If you just watch this video and you don't force yourself to go back at a later time, then you probably are not going to retain it that well. So starting here with A, so this one's a pretty basic example. So I've got this integral here. This is really just asking for us to use the natural log of x. But remember, it's the absolute value of x. So at first you might have seen these negative values here and thought, oh, I can't do this. But remember, when you take the integral of 1 over x, it is just going to equal the natural log of x, and this is the natural log of the absolute value of x. So these are both going to become positive values. So this will become then the natural log of -2 minus the natural log, of -4. So then that'll be the natural log of 2 minus the natural log of 4. And so if you use a calculator to get that, then you'll get 0.693 as an answer. Okay, so moving on to B here. So with a lot of these types of problems, you're going to have to get a little bit clever. So just by looking at this, I can tell right away that I don't have some nice antiderivative formula just to apply to this. I'm going to have to use substitution. So in thinking about how the substitution might work, so just to kind of walk you through some of the troubleshooting, perhaps the first thing you would think of is maybe using this as your u. So then your du, so you would have to use the chain rule to take the derivative of this. So think about what this would come out to then. This would come out to e to the square root of x, and then that would be times the derivative of the square root of x, which is 1/2 x to the -1/2. And then this would be dx. So this doesn't work, right? Because what should ideally happen is that if I substitute out this piece here, then this and this should kind of come together. So this tells me that this doesn't work. So I do want to just kind of walk you through some of the troubleshooting. So let me get rid of this. So if I make another guess, what if I just used the square root of x, i.e. if I just used this exponent here? Well, then if I take the derivative, this is going to be 1/2 x to the -1/2 dx. And that's literally what this is right here, right? So 1 over the square root of x is equal to x to the -1/2. So these two are one and the same. So I've almost got everything here kind of covered in this. So if I now restate this, so this e to the square root of x is now going to become e to the u. E to the u. Now, just be careful when you kind of substitute everything out. So this part here is replaced by this part here, and this dx will be replaced with this. But the problem is that I have this extra 1/2. So now you just have to make sure that you kind of compensate for that. So basically, there is no 1/2 in the problem, so I need to kind of manipulate this whole expression here. So if I brought this over to the other side, this would be 2 du equals x to the -1/2 dx. Now look, this square root here and this dx, these two things could be replaced by all of 2 du. So now I can restate this as 2 du. So I'm multiplying these two things together. Now, if you are a little weak with your substitution and if that didn't make sense to you, I have entire videos where I really break down how all of this works and how to think through this. In this video, I'm kind of assuming that you already understand that. So I will drop a link to my substitution videos if you feel like you're kind of struggling with this. I'd highly recommend that you kind of go back and work on that. So if I continue to work through this, so I can kind of simplify this integral like this, and then this will just equal 2e to the u. Now notice in this particular example, this is an indefinite integral, so in this case I will need the plus c. But I'm not done. So because this is an indefinite integral, I have to go back and replace the u. So this will ultimately equal 2e to the square root of x plus c, and now we're done. Okay, so moving on to c here. So let's see, I've got 3x squared e to the negative x cubed dx. Okay, so kind of working off of what I was thinking about in the last example, probably the best choice of my u would be negative x to the third, which would make my du negative 3x squared dx. And I almost have this taken care of in this particular problem, just the only problem is this has an extra negative. So what I'll do is I'll multiply both sides by -1 to get negative du equals 3x squared dx. And now I can see here my 3x squared and my dx are taken care of. So now if I do this substitution, this will come out to e to the u times negative du. So that's how all of that worked out. So I can bring that negative to the outside and just integrate this. And so then this will be no problem. So this is just going to be negative e to the u plus c. And then I have to replace back with my u. So this will be negative e to the negative x to the third plus c. And so there you go. And I just realized this e doesn't look very good, so I'll change it to that. Okay. Okay, so moving on to d here. So this one looks a little intimidating because it's got a lot of stuff in here, but let's just kind of work through it. So once again, I'm going to have to use substitution here because there's no nice integration formula for this. And this is a definite integral, so I have some options as to what to do with this. Again, if you are not familiar with this, or if you feel like you need a refresher, I'll drop some links in the description of this video. Okay, so for this one, so the best u would probably be to just take what's in this sine function. So let's set my u equal to e to the x, and then that would make my du e to the x dx. Okay, now we do have a choice here with these limits of integration. I personally like to rewrite them. So just a reminder of how that works. So then if x equals the natural log of pi over 2, that would mean that u would equal e to the natural log of pi over 2, and that's just going to equal pi over 2. And then if x equals pi over 3, that would mean that u equals e to the natural log of pi over 3, so then that's just going to equal pi over 3. And so now I can just kind of rewrite this whole thingamabob. So this will be pi over 2 and pi over 3 for my new limits of integration. And then let's see, this will become 2 sine of u du. And that is much simpler to work with. Okay, now we are integrating here. So remember, depending on where you are in calculus, this always confuses people. So when I integrate sine, this becomes negative cosine. So this will equal negative 2 cosine of u. And now the beauty of changing my limits of integration, I don't have to change back to my original u. So I just plug all of this in. So this becomes negative 2 cosine of pi over 2 minus negative 2 cosine of pi over 3. And so this guy right here is just going to equal 0. And then cosine of pi over 3 is 1/2. So this comes out to negative, let's see, so negative is positive. So this really comes out to 2 times 1/2, so that just equals 1. And so that would be my solution in this case. So moving on to e here, I've got x to the 3x times 1 plus the natural log of x dx. This one is pretty tricky, actually, and it's a little bit surprising. I think this might be maybe one of like the first instances where you see something kind of surprising that happens with substitution. So I have to use substitution here, and my best guess, just to kind of start, would be to make my u equal this x to the 3x. And I want you just to appreciate like why just this is kind of tricky. Because we have a derivative for something like a to the x. We have a derivative for something like x to the a, but we don't have a derivative for x to the x. So if a were some number, I could take the derivative of this or this, but I don't have a derivative for this. There's not like a nice rule. So what that means then is I have to use logarithmic differentiation. Perhaps you forgot about that. And I don't have time to teach that in this video, so if you kind of forgot it and you need a refresher, I will drop a link to it in the description of this video. But I will show you how to use it with this, and if that's not enough of a refresher, you can go back and watch the other videos. So to use logarithmic differentiation, I take the natural log of each side, and then I can bring this exponent down. So I've got the natural log of u equals 3x times the natural log of x. And now I can take the derivative of this guy. So this becomes 1 over u du dx. And then I have to use the product rule here. So this will be 3 times the natural log of x plus 3x times 1 over x, which if I simplify all of this, I have 1 over u du dx equals 3 times the natural log of x plus 3. Okay, so let's clear a little space here. We are not done with taking this derivative. So this is, like I said, it's a little bit tricky. So one thing I want to do just to make my life easier, I'm going to factor the 3 out. So I've got 1 over u du dx equals 3 times the natural log of x plus 1. Now I'm really trying to solve this for du, so what I need to do is I need to multiply by u and dx, so that I will get du equals 3u times the natural log of x plus 1, and then dx. Okay, so it doesn't make sense to have a u in this, right? This whole side was supposed to just be x's. So now what we have to do is we have to actually replace this u back into the problem. So what I get is that my du equals 3x to the 3x times the natural log of x plus 1 dx. And so this is what I mean by this is tricky and surprising. So usually when we do substitution, it's like a two-part process, right? Where I replace something with this u, and then I also have the part where I replace the du. But what ended up happening is our du actually picked up our original u, right? So like we see that in this answer here, right? U is captured already in our du. So we don't have to worry then about replacing u like directly in this problem because it gets picked up actually in the du. And the thing that you'll notice, this is like so crazy. So all of this, that is literally this problem here, right? The only thing that is different is that we've got this 3 here. So if I divide both sides by 3, so what I'll get is 1/3 du. This is going to equal x to the 3x times the natural log of x plus 1 dx. Now I have like this thing I can perfectly substitute in. So this is kind of a surprising substitution because we have never seen a du that picked up the u in it. Okay, so now let's make the substitution. So I have a whole bunch of stuff I have to clear off. Okay, so now this will just become, so let's just start with the indefinite, or just this part right now. What I have is 1/3 du. That's it. That's what our integral becomes. Now, we're not quite done, right? This is actually, we've got to work with the limits of integration, so I wanted to just talk about this part now. I want to also replace my limits of integration, so let's take a second to do that. So just recall how this works. So if x equals 1, so starting with the lower limit of integration, that would mean that my u will equal 1 to the 3x, 1 to the 3 times 1. So that just equals 1. And then if x equals 3, my u will equal 3 to the 3 times 3, so that's 3 to the 9th, which equals 19,683. So now I can also replace my limits of integration with 1 and 19,683. And so now I can actually integrate. And so to integrate this actually is very simple to integrate. So there's a lot of work to set up the substitution and to understand the substitution. But the integration in and of itself is pretty simple. It's just 1/3 u. And now I have to plug in, of course, these limits of integration. So this will be, let's see, 1/3 19,683 minus really just 1/3 times 1. And let's see, if I finish this off, this will be 6,560.66, or 2/3, or however you want to think about that. So that's it for that one. Okay, so now moving on to this last one. So I've got the log base 3 of x over x dx, and I've got my limits of integration here. So maybe a natural choice for a u in this case would be log base 3 of x. And so then my du will be 1 over x times the natural log of 3 dx. So then you just kind of have to unpack this. So I can really rewrite this fraction as this 1 over the natural log of 3 times 1 over x dx. And then just to make this all work, so now I've got to multiply this natural log of 3 over to the other side. So I get the natural log of 3 du will equal 1 over x dx. And so then this can be replaced here. And so let's see, actually I want to work on my limits of integration too. So I have, let's see, if x equals 1, then my log, so then my u, which will equal log base 3 of 1, well, log of 1 is always just equal to 0. And then if x equals 9, then my u will be equal to log base 3 of 9. Now, you might have to actually think through your rules with logarithms for a moment. So this is equal to log base 3 of 3 squared. And this matters because then I can bring this exponent down. So this will equal 2 and then log base 3 of 3. And then log base 3 of 3, this whole thing is just a property, so this just equals 1. So this whole thing will just equal 2. Whew, okay, so that's a lot of work. So let's first just set up like what the new integration problem will be. So now this will go from 0 to 2 for my limits of integration. And then this will be u times the natural log of 3 du. So using all of this stuff here, this is now what my new problem will become. So I need some space, so let me clear this off. And so if I rewrite this, I can bring that natural log of 3 out and just integrate u du. So again, this makes the integration nice and simple. So this becomes the natural log of 3 times, let's see, all of, we'll put this in these square brackets. So this will be 1/2 u squared, and now I just have to evaluate that from 0 to 2. So I have the natural log of 3, and this will become 1/2 times 2 squared, really minus 0. And so then this part here, this will just be 4 over 2, so it's just 2. So my final answer is 2 times the natural log of 3. And so then that would be it. And if you wanted to plug that into a decimal, you could do that. And so that covers it for this video. Any questions, you can always leave me a comment. Like I said, you can check the description for links to other videos that I have. If you found this helpful, consider giving it a like or subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you next time.